Welcome to my Saturday morning midlife crisis, where cartoons are out, coffee's in, and Cerebro can't even find the motivation. I'm Austine.
And I'm Alex.
There's so much that I think we can really get into. We were like, we can't just limit this to a quick popcorn. We really need to dive deep. But we just saw just a couple days ago, again, from when we're recording this, everything that's happening at Disney.
D23.
D23. Yeah, I was like, what do they call that? But yeah D23. And all of the information we got out of there, because we had San Diego Comic-Con where we got a lot of buzz and news. But now here's the Disney one coming. Yeah. So we're going to touch on Doomsday, the trailer. We're going to touch on Vision Quest, and then because there was a actual trailer for that came out, and then X-Men, the casting there. We'll touch upon that, and then we'll wrap up with part 4 of our watch list and just kind of our ranking that we've been going on, which is actually timed so perfectly since most of the watch list is X-Men.
Yep, we'll get into that later though.
Yeah.
So. Doomsday, new trailer came out. When the first trailer dropped, a lot of people online were saying, it was good, but I'm just not super excited about it.
Boo on them.
Right, I say that too. Boo. However, this trailer, if you're not excited after this trailer, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you, because...
I do. This movie isn't for you. Do not show up and yuck my yum.
Oh, man. You're just ruining it. Look at my lips. You're ruining it. Ruining the fun.
I'm just super excited. When Thor said, "You will be begging before I grant you hell," and then Doom responds with, "Hell answers to me, for I am Doom." Oh, that's everything I want as a Doom fan.
Like quivering.
I really was.
Body chills.
Yes. Just how he talks. And if they never told me that it was Robert Downey Jr., I would never have guessed that it was Robert Downey Jr. behind this mask.
From that moment, I would not either.
Yeah. So I'm just very excited about seeing Doom, seeing him in all of his glory, and honestly, seeing Pedro Pascal and how he was
that emotion
that he was like, "Victor, did you do this?
Answer me, Victor! Did you do this?"
You know, and how it just cut to like a close-up of Doom's face. He's not responding, you know, and Reed's just freaking out. "Victor, answer me." Like, I'm just so excited about it.
I really thought it was interesting that Reed Richard was showing that emotion and calling him Victor and asking that question, "Did you do this?" Because I did not watch the old Fantastic Four movies until doing the rewatch list. And then I realized that in those past movies, there was that connection. Like, Victor Von Doom was part of that world. I mean, I know he floats around, but just things that we could have been exposed to if you're not a comic book reader.
Yeah.
Then I also started thinking, did Doom come in and annihilate the planet that really they had just saved a few years, prior with Franklin, when Franklin was born? Because they put a lot of work. They did not sacrifice their son to save this planet, and then all around him, whether it's their planet or not, was annihilated. There was nothing.
That's a good question, because that is actually one that's been floating in my head. Is this Doom from Pedro Pascal's version of the Fantastic Four? Is it a different variant?
Yeah.
And he is just associating Doom with the one that he knows and stuff like that. It's hard to tell, because they say that he lost someone that he loved, and it showed a mural.
Yeah, which we've seen that.
We've seen a photo of that online with a Doomsday poster.
So the two theories have been, that I have seen at least, is that his mother and him, like him as a child, or is that his wife and a child? I don't know enough about the comics to really see. I could see either, right? It's a woman and a child.
It is, honestly, it could be both.
Okay.
Doom has had many love interests. One particular that has been a very reoccurring that he sacrifices quite a bit to, but it could be his mom. That is a very core central to Doom's origin. So in the comics, Doom's mom, she was part of this like gypsy like village, people and stuff like that. His dad was murdered. His mom then ended up making a deal with Mephisto, and she lost her soul to Mephisto. So Doom has always vouched that he would get it back. So he went to college. He got a scholarship. He went to college where he was roommates with Reed Richards. During this project that they were doing, an explosion occurred. His face gets all disformed from the surgery. He goes and meets with some like these monks or something like that, where he starts learning more of like mystical elements and things like that. It's where he crafts his traditional Doom suit, and then he goes back to his country of Latveria, where he overthrows the king there. He becomes the king, and then from that point on, Doom's mission is gain more power, gain more knowledge, gain everything that I can so I can save my mom's soul from Mephisto.
That would be very interesting, especially since he said hell answers to me.
And I love that because Doom is so arrogant, because this is the other thing, and this is a really fun part.
It was a chill moment.
And this I don't think they'll dive into, but this is just like for those of you who do like the comics aspect of this show, there's a really fun storyline where Doom, one day out of every year, he goes to hell to challenge Mephisto, and he goes through a series of challenges to get his mom's soul back, but he loses every single time.
Oh, wow.
You know, but he's done it every year for many, many times. It's a great run. If I were to choose, I would really like it if it was his mom and him as a younger child, and that's really what motivates him to become Doom. Now, if it is a loved one, that's fine. I'm fine with that too, as long as you still have all of the other elements of what makes Doom Doom, which so far the trailer has shown me he's being exactly what Doom is.
Yeah.
So I'm not really worried that they'll sacrifice that.
I think it would be more interesting if it was his mom, because then it will be closer to the comics.
And we do have Mephisto now in the MCU.
Wait, where?
What? Hold up. Wait a minute. Wow.
Wait.
Ironheart.
Well, I haven't rewatched that, so it's been a while. Like, I was just rewatching Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and at the beginning of that one, I was like, wait, what just happened? It took me a minute to register and remind myself.
Gosh.
And that's why the rewatch is important.
It is important because there are a lot of plot points that people forget. But yeah, Ironheart, it ends with her making a deal with Mephisto to bring her.
Very end.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah, at the very end. That's right.
Yeah, what's his name? Sacha Baron Cohen?
Yes.
Yeah, he's Mephisto.
Oh.
And now we have Ghost Rider,
Oh my
Ryan
gosh.
Gosling, coming in, who
I
makes a deal with
completely forgot.
Mephisto, you know, to become Ghost Rider. So, I mean, you just have a lot of different possible elements where he can start popping up. Boop, 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 boop. And I love that.
I would love that. I completely forgot. Thank goodness for you.
You can call me Mephisto.
I would love that. And so now it just leads me more where I'm like, I'd love it to be his mother. And also because I do get a little bit tired of the normal like trope of like, it's your significant other, that one. We have so much of that in so many other ways. Like I liked Scarlet Witch and her passion for her children, right? It went from Vision, but then it morphed into her children. And that's part of why I love the Scarlet Witch.
So that's you.
Yeah, because it's me, but it just builds like a different dynamic and dimension that's still just as powerful. So that would be pretty, I think, another cool and interesting way for it to be like child to parent and to just have that love.
You don't see too many characters with mommy issues.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Back to it. So I think that's really the biggest pieces from the Doomsday trailer that I just was sitting with.
Now
you didn't get a ton more.
That's the thing. You got a little bit more about Doom.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the reasons that is because one of the biggest complaints that have been on the internet for Doomsday is there is no buildup. There's no buildup around Doomsday. And they want to compare it to phase 1 through 3, where they're saying Thanos was built up. And
okay, I have seen some of that. Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is people, you really got to just take a step back and really objectively look at this, because Thanos was not built up in phase 1 through 3.
Mhm.
What was built up was the Infinity War plot, which was the Infinity Stones.
Mhm.
That's what was built up. We learned about Infinity Stones all throughout phase 1, 2, and 3.
Mhm.
And then we got to Infinity War, where we learned about Thanos.
Mhm.
All we knew about Thanos going into it was that Gamora was his daughter,
Mhm.
that it was his army that he sent to New York that did lose.
Mhm.
So how strong is this guy if he lost to 6 heroes, his
Mhm.
entire army? You see him in Guardians of the Galaxy, where the person who's working for him, Ronan, turns his back on Thanos. So again, it's how strong is this guy if one of his lieutenants, or whatever you want to call him, turned his back on him, because
Right.
he's not scared of him anymore.
Thanos is the most powerful being in the universe. Not anymore.
When I saw Ronan turn his back on Thanos, I giggled in the movie theater, because I was like, you're an idiot. But I knew Thanos going into this. A lot of people didn't. And I'm only going based off of the information presented through the MCU. And up until Infinity War, you really did not know the true strength of what Thanos has, or what he could become.
And what he was committed to do.
And because that's really his biggest strength.
He sacrificed Gamora.
Yeah.
His actual love for his daughter, it did not overcome him enough to not fulfill his mission.
Exactly. So now we look at phase 4 through 6. And of course, we've talked about this many times when we've broken down the Doomsday trailer, when I've talked about the comic, Jonathan Hickman, Time Runs Out. Everything we've been doing from phase 4 through 6 has been leading towards multiversal war, incursions. And that is what Doomsday is about. That's what Kang Dynasty was going to be about, because both of those films were then going to lead into Secret Wars, which Kevin Feige has said is the Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars that they're looking at. You only get there by talking about multiversal war, and incursions.
When people put that negativity out there, it's because they don't really know and they just want to put something out there. I also feel that they are not seeing the whole story. Like you said, they're being very fixated on what they think it should be, instead of just letting embrace of what is probably to come. Right. And I think that's probably part of the problem, because it's hard to retrospectively look back at the Infinity Saga and go, well, of course there was Thanos buildup. It's but are you blurring the lines between what you saw in theaters and what you know from the comics, or what you saw on social media, or what you saw when you dial it back and really just focus into what did they put in front of the normal viewer? I didn't know who Thanos was.
Yeah.
I just know that there was some guy and there was something more.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a definition of what that something more was.
Right. You and I went and saw Marvels in theaters. We saw it in an IMAX theater. Remember?
Yes.
Do you remember how packed that theater was?
I feel like it wasn't packed.
It wasn't packed.
Yeah.
It was us and 2 other groups in an IMAX theater on opening weekend. People, you're just not even seeing these movies. So this is why you see the Doomsday trailer and go, there's no buildup, because you haven't been watching everything. You say you have, but you really haven't.
You've been selective.
You've been very selective. And yes, the things that you have selected I'm sure are some of Marvel's best stuff. But some of this stuff doesn't have to do with Doomsday. Some of it, like Shang-Chi, his stuff that was happening in his movie and what they were setting up was his sequels. It wasn't setting up Doomsday or anything like that. So that's why you're not excited for this, because you didn't watch the projects. I mean, there's so many people that are like, I've seen half of Loki. It's like, okay, that's why you're not excited. I don't know what else to tell.
What the hell are you talking about?
Can I ask your prediction or wish list really fast?
Wish list?
Yes.
Okay.
So who do you hope appears? Because part of the best parts of movies is the surprise moments. So who do you hope we see, or what do you think will predict of some of those names or characters that have not been shown in any capacity? What is your prediction or wish list?
Those are two different answers.
Okay.
Oh man, because if I'm
But
gonna
I think it's like a good question.
who I wish to see, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. Do I think he's gonna? Am I predicting he's actually gonna be in it? No. Maybe
Okay.
Secret Wars though. Maybe
Okay.
Secret Wars. That's a different story. But Doomsday. Gosh, that's such a great one. I did hear a rumor that it opens with Toby's universe getting destroyed.
I could see
And
that.
I really could see that. When I heard that, that was such a gut punch to me that I went, that's almost too perfect not to do.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to reenact that level of intensity of what
Immediately.
how Infinity War started, Thanos just 1-2 the Hulk and then just body slamming him, and then they desperately had to send him out of there to send a message to the other
Took out
Avengers.
Loki.
Like, yeah, that sent a message right from the very start of Infinity War.
This is,
and I have a feeling they'll do the same thing with Doomsday. They'll start off real intense, and I think that's really the best way to do
go.
it.
So we might see Toby for the first and last time.
That's not a hope. That's actually a prediction.
Okay.
I hope Toby survives and he's with them throughout the entire movie. That's what I hope.
Yeah.
But my prediction is his universe is gone in the first few minutes.
Anybody else? I mean, because you've listed Monica Rambeau. Obviously, I keep
prediction
thinking about Scarlet Witch. You just
Monica
talked about Ms. Marvel.
Yeah, Monica is a prediction that she's going to be with the X-Men team, and she's going to be the reason why the X-Men and the Avengers stop fighting. Because I don't know exactly.
Oh, because she would be the liaison, the middle.
Exactly.
Person. Okay.
Like, there's a chance that maybe Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel is in this movie. And if they recognize Monica, you know, or even Nick Fury, it could just be Nick Fury. But
we haven't seen anything with Nick Fury.
Where's my super suit?
What?
Where is my super suit?
I do believe we'll get Doctor Strange. I do think that there was a photo that was
technically haven't been named.
Yeah, there was a photo that was recently released where it shows this guy in an iron mask. He's wearing all black, and it seems to be someone that works with Doctor Doom. And I predict that is Doctor Strange. And I don't know if they'll go and say he's taken on the identity as the Black Priest, like he kind of does in the Jonathan Hickman comics, or if he's just going to be another Doom follower. So thanks for watching. If you want to check out the full episode, be sure to listen to us on Spotify at My Saturday Morning Midlife Crisis.